Hi, Richard Lehwald. Welcome back. It's good to see you again, and for you perhaps to tap into my videos again. Always sharing, caring, and bringing good things towards you. They're a little bit out of the box perhaps for some people, but I've got my magic tools, my magic wands. So when watching my videos, you'll generally see me with these. And this is my extra sensors. This is what allows me to measure and then to manage situations. And everything being energy and everything then being measured, we can quantify and then deal with the form of energy, whether it's beneficial or if it works against us. And so much more exists in the invisible world. Call it the paranormal perhaps, but there's way more to what we can see and experience in life. That does affect us, okay? So because everything, there's a cause and effect. And so there's cosmic energies and so on, and there's the energies from the earth. And we don't see energies. You don't see electricity, but you see the effects from it in simple terms. So there's way more, okay? So you need to be looking out of the box, and you have to have an open mind. And I know that today there's so much of the conditioning of the mind. So this is for you who have an open mind particularly, and see the benefits of actually what this work of mine can do for you. So I care, and that's why I share, and that's why I produce these videos. So please subscribe, share it with other people, make comments as well as to questions, and we hope we'll be able to attend all of it. Maybe don't have all the answers, okay, but that's okay. I just know what I know. And I know that I'm a continuous student, consider myself always a student, continuously learning from what these wands are teaching or what the universe is channeling to me and giving me suggestions. The universe has been my university, and it's got 360 degrees. It's all around us. So when we're open to receive, and as it says, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. So I'm a student. And, I may be a little bit of a specialist in some areas, but I keep the open mind, and that's what keeps me in an open learning. So hopefully, with this kind of an attitude, everyone can also develop more and learn more. So in the last little while, I always say, like I say, continuously testing. People come to me with situations which gets me to do the research, and I research it through energy. So I measure it, see what kind of an impact it has had. And you see me in my previous videos, I've had this cushion, greatest remedy for energizing your body, because it has a great effect on the tailbone. And just to see where it leads to, I've also come with different types of these coils here. And these are pretty amazing instruments. And they also basically they're energy inductors. So I'm going to put this on my seat because I want to sit and position myself in the best way, because the energies that we can flow through our body will help to heighten our awareness of things. So I'm going to put it on my seat right now. We're still plugged in. Okay. So on our last few videos, we were talking about the herbs, the 370 herbs that have been fermented and the benefits it can bring. And we're going to expand on that. That has been such a shift in people's abilities. We have lots of testimonies. We will have more and more videos to share with you as to what it's bringing to people in almost impossible conditions. That between some of the other work that I do is providing a complete shift. People have struggled, tried everything, tried all the supplements, tried many different herbs, and they are not getting free from it. So I've learned a lot since the last 6 weeks or so, since myself being introduced to it. I'm using the herbs on a daily basis. I can tell the difference. By just looking at myself, my skin is changing, my eyebrows are getting sharper, darker, my hair is changing too. It's getting darker in a very short period of time. So everybody is their own healer, And so these time frames by which shifts can happen are going to be from different time periods depending on what people have to deal with. So what I've learned, and it's some of the information already knew, but what I can see clearly now is that because of the effects also being reverse aging, it is totally possible. Seeing it with other people, and I see it happening with myself. So my new slogan for me is reset, 69 becoming 29 again. So whatever I can target, even if I can reduce and reverse myself by another 5 or 10 years, I'm looking forward to it, and I know it's possible. So I set a very high standard for me, a high goal to achieve. And as I understand it, why this is all possible, it's because the moment you were formed, you were delivered with a blueprint. And when we build of plans, blueprints. And our body, essentially, there's a plan, there's been a blueprint that made the person you are. But why are we aging? And essentially, there are a couple of components, and maybe there are more, but the ones that I see the most impacting us is a couple of things. Our cells, consider them like engines, okay? There's mitochondria, which is exactly what mitochondria is. Mitochondria is the engines within the cells. And we know when engines are running, they produce waste energy, toxins that have got to be removed. So metabolic waste is created when our cells are receiving the nutrients and the mitochondria starts activating. Just like when you put fuel in the car, where does the waste go? It goes out the tailpipe. But however, what's going on here is that some of the cells are then being impacted, and not all of the waste is being removed. So metabolic toxins, essentially, are being trapped within the cells. And then we absorb also the external toxins from the foods we eat, what we drink, what we breathe, what we put on our skin, and perhaps many others, perhaps even from the EMFs that is creating negative effects. And all this is energy. So this is having an impact. Okay, so our cells are amazing what they can do. You heal, you repair, you rejuvenate. Cut your hair, cut your nail, cut your skin, I always say, and you see them regrow. From some of the impacts where I've seen people looking 10, 15, 20 years younger, I see that as a potential, but I see again what is impacting it and preventing you from achieving those kind of goals. Toxins, number one. How else to look at it? If you have a car and you put gas, diesel, whatever into it, you could have the most perfectly balanced, tuned engine. However, where does the waste come out of? It's out of the tailpipe. And in the tailpipe, you often have what is called a catalytic converter. When the catalytic converter plugs up, it creates back pressure on the system. And that perfect engine that you have is now being impacted because the toxins, the waste product, okay, that comes through your exhaust system is blocked. And what does it do? It creates back pressure. And therefore, it impacts the function of the engine and you won't deliver the power. So likewise with our cells, we got toxins within it, it keeps it down. And then the second most important part is that we have all kinds of tubes and pipes in our system. But the major ones, as much as we don't recognize them, are in the microcirculation, the capillaries. And they're like your hair strand here, they're about 1/10 of the size of your hair strand, as far as I know. And the pores in these capillaries are nanoparticles, okay, nano size. And so they're very, very minute. And whatever comes downstream through our circulatory system, that has an impact in these capillaries. And then immediately, they're not delivering what they need to. So they get blocked, and that's where the back pressure begins. Okay, so this is connected to all your systems, your arteries, your veins, and so on. And next thing is what happens, you get back pressure from there. And that back pressure then affects your overall systems, the circulation and so on. So even though Like in that engine, you got the best of gas, all the air is coming in, but the back pressure is preventing it from working right. So this is where we start getting cellular deterioration. And cells do what? They make tissues, they make organs, and they make systems. So you get systemic downgrading of where it can be. And depending, I guess, on the level of just backup and toxins generated, now we start to decline at that level of what we can do. So this is kind of the process of aging. And something I learned possibly 20 years ago, a long time ago anyways, was reading an article of some experiment that this doctor did. And he took a chicken heart and stuck that chicken heart in a solution that was perfectly balanced on a daily basis. They maintained that chicken heart in a fresh, young condition for something like 20 years. The moment they started to not replenish it, immediately you get the deterioration of the chicken heart. So this is our decay, aging, death essentially start coming into the heart. So likewise with all our systems, we are made out of cells, and when it begins with some of the cells, eventually much of the system declines. So, okay, we perhaps have a solution then to the problem. And this is what I got really kind of excited about when I was introduced to the herbs, that exactly does that. It detoxes. So many people are going on many detox programs, colon cleanses, liver cleanses, kidney cleanses, lung cleanses, etc., and you're forever doing them. You're doing them one at a time, and you might get certain impact for a while. But you cleanse the cells, but if your circulatory system, if your little tiny capillaries are not flowing well, you soon manifest the same condition. That's why you're doing these things over and over again. So the key is then addressing all factors all in one session. You optimize everything in your body. And from what the experiences that we've had with the herbs is that it is actually doing that. And that's where then the reverse aging, everything functions at a younger level. So once again, you have that blueprint. That blueprint is always the same perfect blueprint. Whatever the design was for you, it can maintain that. And so this is what we can accomplish with the herbs. And, you know, I've seen it, I've experienced it. Many have shared their instances, and only for myself, 6 weeks that I've been working with this, I noticed the difference like right away within a matter of a couple of days. And others do within 3 days, others take a little bit longer, again, depending where everyone is at. So if you take in some of this information, and if you want to know more about it, you can contact us, and we can perhaps send you more information. For what we can share here on this particular platform, we do limit it because we don't want to risk any of the consequences of maybe saying too much that's out of order. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't diagnose, I don't prescribe. I just simply share what goes on with me and what other people are experiencing. And so that's very important for you to know. If there's medical conditions that you're dealing with, talk to your doctor, okay? And see what they have to say. Then you can make your own decision as to how do you want to move ahead with this. So we're going to share more in this particular herb. Now, I'm going to also want to share with you about another product that I've been working with, and this is called Perfect Aminos. And aminos are proteins. They're smaller proteins, and lots of people, we know that we need to have protein in order to build the cells. But you got to remember this: every cell is built of proteins. And sometimes when we take the larger compound, eating meat or whatever it might be, other sources of protein, we have to digest them. And many people have compromised digestive system. This is what I find when I energetically measure people's digestive system. Most people's digestive systems they're not perfect. And so they're basically in decline for a lot of people. And that's when you visibly can see what's happening at the level of the digestive system. People develop bellies. That's again a sign of toxicity. And as the digestive system isn't able to break down the foods properly, they become also toxins. So when I came across this product and I started reading about it, the doctors involved with it, the one fellow is 77. He still does marathons, triathlons. Anyways, he's a very active person. And he says, this is all you need. Well, probably 10, 20 years ago, some time ago anyways, I was reading a book on amino acid therapies, which simply are protein particles. And they've then stated, and once again, when I look at what's in this bottle, it says that these are the basic 8 amino acids that you need. And the body then takes these 8 amino acids and they convert them to the 22 amino acids. So these are the building blocks. If you're building anything, if you're building a house, it needs the framework. And because whatever you put on the framework, if it's not made out of proper material, it will fall apart. So back in November, after reading on this, I started to consume it 5 a day. And by the end of December, and just like they were talking about it, that this is all you need. Okay, so many people take so many things. But the body converts these 8 and makes the 22. And from there, it builds hair, eyes, whatever, all the different cells in the body, which are different combinations of amino acids. Within 60 days, I noticed that my muscle structure was getting firmer. You know, when you're getting older, usually that's the areas that most people lose is their muscle mass, and your muscles hold up your skeletal structure. And you can see people bend over and that sort of a thing. And that's just because of what is happening with the muscles. So when people start losing muscle mass, particularly when they're older, and if they get hospitalized, they lay down, they waste away and they lose a lot of their muscle. So muscles are very important, but it's also beyond muscles. Once again, every cell in your body is made from amino acids or proteins. And they simply say this is all you need because the 8 are converted to the other ones, and then every cell is built from it. So the results have been pretty amazing, and you can look up more information on it. And so I would highly suggest that, hey, if you're looking at wanting to have a healthy, call it the perfect body, the best body you can have, you still need the nutrition. And a lot of people overlook, they'll take supplements, they'll take of all kinds. But if they don't get the good, right sources of amino acids within the body, which builds your framework, then you might not be able to accomplish that. So I'm sharing you with this because I care, and I would like you to endeavor on a healthy lifestyle so that you may have quality of life. It's not just length of life. We like to live for a long time, perhaps, but we also want to do it with quality. And we know the effects of aging. People slow down and they become not as able to move around or whatever. But it is possible. There are nations where people have gotten old in the past, certainly. There are 100 years and they're able to keep up with the young people. One day they go to bed and then they expire. They're gone. But they don't have to suffer through the debilitating disease conditions. And remember the word disease, you're out of balance. So do yourself a favor and check this out some more. Perhaps contact me, send me an email and or a message of some sort, or even a phone call, and we can share more of this information with you. So the other thing that I'm always progressing, I'm always looking, investigating, always being the student. Recently I was introduced to this piece of technology. It's a hydrogen generator, and we know that water is H2O, and when we pour the water in here, which I'm just removing the top, and I simply will add some water, and you can put any water on here, but what I do, I always look for the best quality. I want to use the best, so I'm putting the John Ellis water in here, and I fill it up, and then the cap is also the generator, and I plug it in. And within 3 to 4 minutes, you have yourself the most optimized water available. So as I plug it in, blue light turns on, okay? Bubbles form. I don't know if you can see the bubbles forming there. So as it's bubbling away, it's creating extra hydrogen in there. So this gives a hydrogen boost. We're also going to make these available. This is manufactured by a medical grade company that makes machines so that you can breathe the hydrogen. They make machines that we're going to get some of them. You can put it in a bathtub so that we can bathe in hydrogen water, drink hydrogen water, and inhale hydrogen. And we know what about hydrogen. They're developing hydrogen fuel cells for cars and so on. And it's because it's, clean and energy. Hydrogen is energy. So this is something else that we're going to be sharing with you not too long from now. We're going to make these available for people. And so if you follow us in the videos, when we come out, we'll optimize the website, we'll introduce major technology. Again, this has been a most wonderful experience. Why water? Once again, your body's 70% water, your blood is 90% plus water. And if we can optimize circulation, get the nutrients, get the energy to the cells, hey, the outcome, it can only get better. So this stuff works that I've been sharing with you. So I'm passionate, I live it, I work with it, I consume it myself. And with this video, I'm sharing it with you. And thank you for being with me here this morning. Share it with others, make comments, ask questions, and thank you. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy.